RDTDaily.com presents a Tarabuster with comedian Tara Devlin.
All right, what the hell is going on? Everybody look busy. Tara's here. Guys, this is Tara Devlin. This is unapologetic liberal talk on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, and humanity. I think those are pretty good rules or guidelines to live by, right? You can't go wrong. Trying to be decent, and you can't go wrong protecting democracy and trying to be a decent human being. I mean, that's really what we're up against. People who they've so twisted everything that I mean, how could they call themselves moral? It's incredibly vile, but it's the same old fascist justifications, and we've discussed it on the show before. Throughout history, I mean, we don't have to, make it up as we go. We could see the signs right in front of our eyes of a collapsing democratic republic or an attempted authoritarian takeover, and that's what we're in the midst of that now. So we don't have to make it up as we go. We see history. We look at history as a guideline, and they're following the same patterns and the same steps as other autocrats before them who've overthrown democratic republics or whatnot. So it's incredibly serious. I have been alarmed for a long time, but it's getting me even more alarmed. I see the corporate media, at least that, actually, when you think about it, especially people like Chris Hayes, who seems to me to actually get it. He is alarmed as well, and obviously has a larger platform than this show. So that's good to get the to wake people up that no, this is not a normal time. This isn't business as usual, and simply Trump's continuous lies, his inability to concede. It will never happen. We know that. And his constant lying, he's already done such irreparable damage to this country that nothing but a proactive restoration is going to fix it. So it starts with waking people up to it. A lot of people are awake, obviously. Not all. Clearly, there's a lot of assholes in this country. We have a lot, but we don't have the corner market on assholes. Yeah, let me see. Andrea on the chat. Tara, in my opinion, we need to talk more about how the Dems, in many ways, are complicit, and that means the so-called progressives in the Congress as well. Well, I'm not. I don't know. I know there's like this whole, what do you call it? People are not pleased with the AOC and the squad or whatnot. But they're new. This is how I feel too, because the fact is, they I don't know what they can actually do as freshmen, besides get the word out. I mean, AOC. I don't know. I'm not an AOC I don't know her complete resume, what she's been up to. And I know that not pushing for Medicare for all, timing is everything in life. But I hear you. But this is part of the problem. We're up against the big moneyed interest of both parties. That's what I think is the true problem. The likes of Nancy Pelosi getting in the way of actual change. Now, it's not what we're trying to pass as far as the infrastructure bill and whatever this and the reconciliation bill is. It's incredibly, obviously we need it, and but it's pretty damn progressive, I would think. I mean, it doesn't have Medicare for all. I mean, this is I think. Something that concerns me, because you've got to think that in a pandemic, if we can't push for Medicare for all in a pandemic, it's been an uphill battle. But the fact is that the American people, the conscience of the American people is changing to understand that health care is a right. And I remember back when, and that in itself is a good step in the right direction, because I remember during the when Obama was debating John McCain when they were running for president, and they asked, is healthcare a right or a privilege? And of course, Barack Obama said healthcare is a right, and if I'm not mistaken, I think John McCain said that health care is a responsibility, or it's a privilege, or something like that. I can't remember the exact word. I'll have to look up the clip. But that in itself, today, even the Republicans don't say things like that. At least in mixed company. So Trump himself on the campaign trail sounded like Bernie Sanders, but a little bit, but incredibly like a racist Bernie Sanders. But and that goes to show you what I say all the time: we will win. We're on the right side of history. They have to act like us. Let me see. Okay, yeah. Ro Khanna's wife holds a massive amount of defense stock. And there's so much insider trade. And that's a whole other thing, which is part of the entire corruption of the broken-ass system. Awash with money. Everybody knows. Who the hell doesn't understand that insider trading on the laws that you're writing, or the information that you know, because you're actually paving the way for industry or businesses or not. And then trading on that is absolutely disgusting and corrupt. And it's what happened during Obama. I think during Obama, that too. He signed an executive order to stop that, and then he unsigned it. Of course, without the fanfare. We're in big problems. Big trouble. We got big problems. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. And all right. Let me just blah blah blah. Let me look at the time here. Do the plugs. This is unapologetic liberal talk. It is completely listener supported, like all other progressive media. Well, 99% of progressive media, because we don't have big moneyed interests. We're up against those big moneyed interests, so they don't want to fund us. They want to fund the likes of Chuck Todd. You know what I mean? The Vichy collaborator in the class war. That's why he gets the buku bucks. So we have each other, and we will win because like I say, we're on the right side of history and all of that. So, but we do need to keep going and keep the show growing. So if you can become a patron, do so. Please go to patreon.com/TaraDevlin and sign up to become a patron at any level. So yeah, that might, and it'll help. It'll help build us in the algorithm, and then it'll be a suggestion if people are searching for other shows. So it does help if you just sign up at whatever you can afford. If you can't financially support the show, there are other ways. Give the show a good review on iTunes, and also share it with your friends. That helps too. Thanks, guys. One other thing. Let's see. Oh, yes. SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher. We're on Verdant Square Radio, which is another independent liberal network, I suppose, and FYI Nation, where every Tuesday night I'm with Thomas Reynolds on Doubting Thomas on his show at 8 p.m. Eastern, if you want to hang out over there. Yes. We're okay. Before what else? Okay, let's just get into it. It was nice to have a show last night. I don't know if you were able to attend. I see some of our familiar faces, and thank you, of course, Jim, for your super chat. I mean, I gotta get that. I need to get that printed on a T-shirt. Thank you, Jim, for your super chat. I think I'll do that, and then you'll want a T-shirt, right? Because I've offered Jim mugs and merch or whatnot, and he doesn't want it. But if you change your mind, tarabustermedia@gmail.com. All right, perfect timing for the music. This is Tara Devlin. I'll be right back. And thank you, JD, for your super chat in pounds. I envy you. Must be nice. Okay. So it was fun last night. It was great having Poppy on the show, and we got to get more callers and more guests on the show. This is my determination. And with that in mind, I opened up the phones tonight. If anybody wants to call in, I'll put the number up. If not, I'm not going to twist your arm. Oh, that's Natalie Davis. That's not the... It said on the phone. That's why Where is it? Where's on the phone? Call in now. There's me. Okay. Oh, yeah, on the phone. 360-777-6007. If you are so inclined, you can give me a call. And we'll talk. And, yeah, I think that'll be good. We'll open the phones more often. Just, won't that be, I don't know, something. That'll be something. And, okay, so, and right, as... one of the things I wanted to talk about, because there were so many things on my list, but I didn't get to this one. So let's just, we'll lead with that and get my head in the game, which is great. Because we were talking about Lauren Boebert, what a fraud she is, like all the rest of the Republicans. Their origin stories are fraudulent. They're so full of shit. They know they're full of shit, but that ain't going to stop them. And she had this whole rollout, a press release, because she was going to introduce articles of impeachment against Joe Biden, because this is the only thing they can do. Put on stunts. They can Twitter troll people and perform stunts for a bunch of assholes who donate money to her campaign so she could pay her the rent in her failing restaurant. Suckers. Suckers are born every minute. Trumpanzees are living proof. And there you go. I mean, you could say a lot of things about the Democrats, and we do. But some of the Democrats, the Progressive Caucus, for example, the admission price to be in the Progressive Caucus is that you do not take corporate money. That in itself is progress. And if the Supreme Court is run by fascists trying to destroy this country, then that's one way to nullify their filthy, disgusting assaults on democracy. And model that good behavior. It started with only a few. I think it was just Bernie at one time that didn't take any corporate money, and Bernie is the founder of the Progressive Caucus, and it's got the most members of all the other caucuses in the House. So that is pretty good. Anyway, not that obviously we got a lot of work to do. Okay, so but Lauren Boebert wants to impeach Joe Biden, and she made a big effing deal out of it, but in true typical Republican fashion, being incapable of adulting and also doing anything with any kind of any skill whatsoever. That it's not you don't need a lot of skill. You need basically the skills that an 8th grader has to do a book report or something. That's it. That's all you had to do, Lauren. But she put out this press release. Where is it? Of course, it's the wrong... Where is it? That's why, become a patron. So we can get somebody to push these buttons. Impeach Biden. She actually tweeted that, posted that. It's fascinating because it's not like the word tyranny. They constantly misspell that word. Tranny. They're always writing tranny instead of tyranny. They're disgusting because they're stupid. And how do you miss that? How do you miss that this is a spelling error? And because they're such amateurs. They're not even rank amateurs. They're just wannabes. They're wannabe amateurs. And they cannot legitimately fulfill the responsibilities of their duty. And that's, this is who people voted for. It's not, it's okay, it's a mistake, whatever. But it's such a stupid mistake for something that you're literally introducing articles of impeachment. So you went out of your way. I don't know if they hired somebody to make a graphic or they got an intern who knew Photoshop or something, probably. Or maybe it was Lauren herself did it. Maybe that probably rings true, since she just hit publish or send. What the heck? If all you had to do was the basic due diligence of your job, how about hit spell check? If you're that much, you need that help. Impeach Biden. And guess what, guys? Many people will vote for her again. They'll send her ass back after she robs them and just wasting their money. That's all they do. They just live off the government teat. That's why a Republican gets into government. They're not, and I almost said government service. It's not service. They don't service anybody but themselves. And so that's why they don't know the difference between money that goes to their campaign and money that they could use to prop up their failing businesses. Because when people give you $1, Lauren, for your campaign, they expect you to use it to campaign. Like maybe hire somebody who knows how to spell impeach when you want to put out a press release with a big graphic and a lot of fanfare. And that only makes yourself look like an ass. Because they just face palm. They plant their faces right. It's embarrassing. I get embarrassed for them, even though it's embarrassment and it's schadenfreude. I enjoy them. I enjoy watching them fall, because it's not they can't go into history's trash pile fast enough. they're not just dangerous, they're stupid. And maybe I actually should be grateful for the stupidity. We should be grateful, because if they had any competence, the coup would have been successful. They're still engaged in it. It's not over. They're setting all the pieces up. So the next election, they get to count the votes. It's all over but the counting, and we'll take care of that. Remember that from 2000, the Bush and Gore campaign, when Gore actually won the most votes? It was reported that one of the Republicons said that, all over but the counting, and we'll take care of that. That's what they know. All they know is Republican dirty tricks, or are Republican dirty tricks. That's all they do. That's all they know. From everything I read about them, learn about even their ancestors it's conservatism that is the fundamental mental failing. It is. Because what is conservatism, everyone? What is what's the policies? What are we promoting? Freedom, right? Is that it? Freedom? What the fuck does that mean? The freedom to what? Not give a shit about anybody but yourself. That's what I guess that's what they'll say. Freedom. But I don't really know what the hell conservatism is. If I were a true conservative, I would be pissed off for these fascists taking my moniker. Because conservatism means backward now. It's not just conservative. It's not standing athwart history yelling stop. Oh my God. They're standing athwart history yelling no fair. Right? That's what they're doing. It's not just, now they're whining. This is no fair. We can't progress. We can't have a more perfect union. We can't have a country that works for more than just the 1% or white people. Forget it. We can't have a multiracial democracy. Imagine, though. See, if you're a normal person and you're not a racist, a stupid asshole, racist, all, same thing, then you understand that being a nation of immigrants is actually is great. It's in fact, I was impressed and gladdened to hear, because I was watching the Chris Hayes show right before this show. Was watching last night's show. Anyway, I like Chris Hayes. Okay. What can you say? And and that's what he was talking about, that the right wingers, what was he saying exactly? I mean, he was really saying this stuff that we say on the show. That's probably why I appreciated it so much. And it actually gives me some sliver of hope that the word is getting out, because he's not backing down on the urgency of what we're up against, and the actual threat, the real democracy destroying threat that's facing us. And I think that's pretty damn good. But he mentioned that as far as, like, for example, the Haitian immigrants that are suddenly showing up at the border, and he was mentioning what we've talked about on the show, that the people who show up at the border are these are the go-getters of society. And there's been many studies of people who immigrate to different countries. It takes a lot to pick your entire life up, walk 5,000 miles across treacherous terrain to maybe get a shot at a decent life, at some of this freedom that the Republicons take for granted, or think that they own that there's only so much to go around. And I mean, come on. Those, and what Chris Hayes was saying is what we were saying. We want those people in this country. Nobody appreciates freedom than people who risk everything to obtain it. These are people that you want in your country. And could you imagine, God damn it, what a different world it would be. Different response if instead of meeting people, desperate people who have nothing but the friggin' clothes on their back, and instead of meeting them with whips or reins used as whips and disdain, you meet them with humanity and compassion, because that could happen to any of us. Natural disaster after natural disaster after natural disaster, and then you have a coup in the country. What do you think would happen here? What would happen if we all ran up to Canada suddenly? I wonder, really. And I keep thinking, when I see those people, I'm like, those poor bastards. It's just because, they're unlucky enough that the United States is what's bordering, it just happens to be where they have to go. It's not like they're like, get me to the United States. Because, and here's the other thing that Chris Hayes pointed out, is that Fox News is continuing to show the images of the thousands of people under that bridge when they're gone now. They're gone. They've been gone for days. But Fox News keeps showing those images as if it's still going on. The entire under the bridge has been cleared out. There's nobody there, and there hasn't been anybody there for days. But yet Fox News keeps showing the clips. Why? Why would they do that, guys? Why do you think? Because the images of a bridge with nobody under it, that doesn't pull the racist funny bones of the fascist assholes who watch Fox News. So that's propaganda right there in its purest form. It's a little bit of truth. We're just showing you some images. We're talking about immigration. We're talking about the being replaced. Here's some images from under the bridge of a bunch of brown people. Look at all these brown people. Oh my God. What a different response. You think if those fucking people, excuse my language, I'm just getting pissed off thinking about it. If those people were wearing MAGA hats, you think that they'd be whipped? They'd be met with whips? How disgusting. There you go, another example. White privilege. Jesus Christ. Oh, hello, Mark. Mark Middlestaedt is in the chat room, our millennial correspondent. Mark, he has his own organization called Shaping Progress. Actually, Mark, we need to find out how that's going. What's going on with Shaping Progress? We'll have to get Mark back on the show whenever you want. All right, and hold on. Let me see. Oh, yeah, because, for example, we're talking about the racist Fox News assholes who were showing the images of the Haitian migrants under the bridge, because it tickles the racist funny bones of their base. But here's Tucker Carlson last night.
It's awful on every level. Everything about it is awful. And you've got to ask yourself, as you watch the historic tragedy that is Joe Biden's immigration policy, what's the point of this? Nothing about it is an accident, obviously. It's intentional. Joe Biden did it on purpose. But
oh,
why?
Really? Why?
Why would a president do this to his own
Oh, okay,
country?
here we go.
No sane.
You full of shit fascist. God damn it. When do the lights go out? You know, remember when Mike Malloy used to say, when the lights go out, I get Rush Limbaugh? When the lights go out, I get this pasty-faced fucking trust fund brat. And another thing I have to say that I appreciated Chris Hayes for pointing out is that he compared Tucker to the migrants, the people from Haiti trying, risking everything for life. And who is more emblematic of the American dream? Tucker Carlson, the heir to the Swanson shit. How many people has the Swanson family killed, by the way? Heart disease, clogged arteries, high sodium, blood pressure, stroking out. People, I mean, that's what they have done. How many billions of chickens did this fucker kill? All those chickens. It pisses me off because every single one of those chickens are more worthy of life than Tucker Carlson. It's the truth. If there was a chicken, and Tucker Carlson on a raft, I'm sorry. Tucker is, and what somebody had to go over. Well, we would just throw Tucker over, even though nobody had to go over, because there was enough room on the raft for me, the chicken, and Tucker. But I wasn't going to let that Swanson trust fund brat eat my chicken. He's out of here. But that's so what Chris Hayes is saying was, I mean, 100% true, and it's great that he said it on that platform, because he was saying, who do we want in this country more? The people who risk everything, go-getters who travel with nothing but the clothes on their back across a desert on a slim chance at a new life, and or Tucker, a trust fund brat who had everything handed to him, but yet uses his platform that, I mean, I don't know why anybody wants to listen to this racist prick, but he uses it to sow lies, division, and the death of democracy. Who do we want? Who's more fitting with the American dream? Now, if we met the people at the border with compassion and humanism, say, you're safe. Yes, here, here's something to eat. Here, not a fucking whip. God. I mean, what would Tucker do? You think Tucker would be able to walk across a desert with the clothes on his back? No. Little pampered little Lord Fauntleroy. And angry, racist, America-hating, ugly, disgusting. Jesus Christ. Actively working to destroy democracy. Going to dictators' homelands to praise them. It's disgusting. Yeah, and that's what he did he broadcasted his show from Turkey, for those who don't know. And when he interviewed the president, or so-called president of Turkey, Erdogan, he was praising him for all the freedoms and being a traditional conservative. And I guess a traditional conservative now is basically an outright full-blown, full-tilt boogie fascist. Because what else is it? They ain't conservative or anything. Right? I mean, that's what it is. So how do you go to a country that is that was a democracy, that is now an autocracy, and praise them and say, yeah, this is what we need. We need this here. We need this in our own country. God.
First world nation opens its borders to the world, promising the poorest people on the planet that they can have endless free taxpayer-funded services if they show up and break your laws.
Who the fuck?
That's not just stupid, it's suicidal.
You're an ugly asshole. I mean, ugly, right down to the bone. God. Why? What is wrong with this person? Why? Why are you so vile? How? What is wrong with you? I mean, what is it? Did your mother put you on the friggin' potty sideways or something? And now you're damaged, but too manly to get help? And so you project all your hate outwards. And because you've had the best education money can buy and had everything else handed to you, I don't know. How did you get on MSNBC? Obviously, you got fired because you're whatever. But how? Why? Who put him on TV and kept him there? Just to be Joseph Goebbels. That's it. We got Chuck Todd. We got this guy. How are we going to survive? You know what I mean?
For generations, middle-class Americans have had access to the best health care in the world, but not anymore.
No, but not anymore? Wait, whoa, hey, whoa. Wait a minute. I'm looking at the chat room. Are you saying there's trolls in the chat? Haiku? Get rid of them. Kick them out. I'm just kidding. So, we have the great... See, there you go again. And that's why I call tonight's show Republicon Lies Will Destroy America. It's because the lies are coming from every fucking direction. Every direction. Everywhere we've been enduring these lies for years and generations. We have the best health care on earth. We do? Except that it ranks last or next to last in all positive measures in the health rankings. The world, where is this? Let's see. World, I think it's, they do this ranking every year. World Health Ranking. Let's see. U.S. ranks last. It always ranks last. Among the 7 countries, wait, here we go. Despite having the most expensive healthcare system, the United States ranks last overall compared with 6 other industrialized countries. And this list can be widely expanded to include basically the entire rest of Earth. We have the worst healthcare than the Congo. It's an abomination. So this article from the Commonwealth Fund, but it's a couple of years. What year is this? Whatever. It doesn't have a year. Despite having the most expensive healthcare system, the U.S. ranks last overall compared with 6 other industrialized countries: Australia, Canada, Germany, the Netherlands, New Zealand, and the UK. On measures of quality, efficiency, access, equity, and the ability to lead long and healthy and productive lives, according to the Commonwealth Fund report that comes out every year, and the U.S. ranks dead last or next to last in all positive measures. But we're first in all of the negative measures, like what do you call it? Well, expense, cost and outcomes. We have the worst outcome. We pay the most and we have the worst outcomes. It doesn't make any sense because we're great, right? USA, right? USA, everybody. Oh my God, I just had a flashback. I was on the New York City subway one time. Well, one of the million times I've been on it, and some fucking asshole. This is before the pandemic, of course. Got on the train and thought he was going to make a viral video, and it was very tedious and boring, of course. And he started to. It was very crowded, the train, and he just started put the camera on himself and was like, USA, 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 come on everybody, USA. And everybody's just like, get the fuck out of here. USA, USA, yeah. All right. That ding you heard, or maybe you didn't hear it, that was Trump. Let's see. The truth about the audit. It's not stopping, guys. This is Donald Trump just now. The preamble to our Constitution reminds us that our nation is always pursuing greater perfection, a more perfect union. Secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Nothing is more essential in preserving liberty than free and fair election. Oh my God. Somebody legally and peacefully do something to him to stop him. To that end, the cyber ninjas were engaged by the Arizona Senate to audit the 2020 general election and determine in what areas legislative reform may enhance our current process so that our elections may continue to get better. Oh, that's all it's about. Becoming more perfect, in other words. In doing so, it was our goal to improve confidence in the American elections. Shut the fuck up. This is a long... Look at this. Look how long this is. Goes scroll, scroll, scroll. He didn't write that. He doesn't have the energy to write something like that. It's too long. And I'm sure I'm sure there's a lot of misspellings too, but that could be any of them. Yes, Junior. And Tara Jr. is here. He wanted me to introduce him. Yes, there he is, everyone. See? All right. Oh, please, keep playing.
That's over for good. Our system cannot handle this many destitute newcomers, period.
Holy
Imagine what
shit.
hospitals are going to look like a year from now. How about...
Wow. I'll be right back. So Tucker Carlson says, imagine what hospitals are going to look like a year ago. Well, what the fuck do they look like now, Tucker? With you, thanks to you and all of your Republicon dirty tricks to make this country as dumb as you need them to be, as the country to be. I mean, that's what they need. They need the stupids to be... They need the stupids to be activated and engaged. Like that poor sucker, that bizarro Mark. That kid with the friggin' Daniel Boone hat. Dumbass. Who was shown the video of cops being beaten on January 6th and said it was a false flag. So it doesn't matter how many times... the truth is out there. The truth. I mean, the truth has a liberal bias, and fascists don't give a shit about truth. They make it up. The truth is what is truth? Right? Isn't that what Pontius Pilate said? Truth. What is truth? Same thing here. Well, as they that's. We know if Jesus came back, the Republicans would crucify him again. Conservatives. That is, on both sides are the problem.
Schools. What Joe Biden is doing now will change this country forever. So again, why is he doing it? There's only one plausible answer. You're not allowed to say it out loud. CNN will attack you.
You're not allowed.
If you do, the social media companies will shut you down.
Because you're a racist and you're a liar. And guess what he's about to say, guys? We know. He's being replaced.
The Southern Poverty Law Center will call you dangerous. You could lose your bank account.
Good.
The left will become
Bye.
completely unhinged and hysterical.
Oh,
and that's
yes,
how you know
that's me.
it's true. They only censor the true things. Nobody gets in trouble for claiming
really?
the earth is flat. So it could be risky for us to explain what's actually happening here.
What's actually happening? Oh, you're gonna explain it, but
Well,
you don't need to explain it. It's an old racist trope that's been going on for whenever an autocrat or their enablers they dust it off whenever needed. The Great Replacement? Nobody's replaced. How are you being replaced? It doesn't make any sense. That's not how it works. If somebody immigrates to the country and they are granted their day in court, they get approved to come on in and they become an American citizen after a very long time. And then they get to vote. But that's not like there's it's a zero-sum game. Like there's only so many votes to go around, and they're taking yours. And the other thing that's so fascinating is why are they considering these people, Democrats? Anyway, it's because they have darker pigment? Why don't they try to appeal to these people? I mean, this is a whole other constituency that they could broaden their base. But they don't even go there at all. That doesn't even cross their minds. To be like, okay, these could be Republicans. Let's make them good Republicans, good engaged, civic-minded Republicans.
we
They're
don't
too
need
brown.
to do that. Joe Biden himself has already done it for us. Here's Biden explaining the entire point of mass immigration back in 2015 when he was vice president.
An unrelenting stream of immigration. Non-stop. Non-stop. Folks like me who were Caucasian of European descent, for the first time in 2017, will be in an absolute minority in the United States of America. Absolute minority. Fewer than 50% of the people in America from then and on will be white European stock.
Oh my God.
That's not a bad thing. That's a source of our strength.
Tucker, what? And notice how that was a completely taken out of context quote. So I don't know the full context of it. I couldn't find the quote because I don't have PAs like these effers do. But he starts right in the middle of a sentence. That's how you know. And, of course, Republicans are shameless. They don't give a shit. They fix the facts around the policy.
He was vice president.
Watch. Look.
An unrelenting stream of immigration.
An unrelenting stream of immigration. This is how you start a sentence? You just walk into a room. An unrelenting stream of immigration, everyone. Okay. What does that mean? What's the context? What came before? What came after? What were they discussing? All of that matters, but that's actual journalism, and this is fascism. This is propaganda. That's how you tell the difference. He's not trying to explain anything. He's not trying to enlighten his viewers. That he knows that those viewers are happy in the dark, and he wants them there. They're scared. They're tiny. They're very small people. Metaphor, not literally. Who knows? They're gross. They're just terrible people, and he's got them. All right, you can have them. That's your base. The deplorables. You got them. But come on here. This is outright disgusting anti-American propaganda. That's it. Who would have really, I was going to say, who would have thought that in this, and then I heard myself, and Shouldn't have even said that. Who would have thought that this could have happened here? Me, I guess.
Non-stop. Non-stop. Folks like me who were Caucasian of European descent, for the first time in 2017, will be in an absolute minority in the United States of America. Absolute minority. Fewer than 50% of the people in America from then and on will be white European stock. That's not a bad thing. That's a source of our strength.
Nice face, Tucker. What a puss face. Why don't you suck on your trust fund? Instead of look like you're sucking on a lemon. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Oh, poor Boo-Boo. Don't worry, Boo-Boo. You can disappear behind the walls of your gated community. And you can pay somebody to wipe your butt. And pad your little, change your diaper. Just change your goddamn diaper. And I'm sure oh my God. That would not surprise me in the least that Tucker Carlson, likes to dress up as a baby and be beaten for being a bad boy. Oh, he's one of them. He's one of these people that he hates himself somewhere. There has to be something else going on with him because he's such a vile piece of crap that, and he has no reason to be. He should be walking around like clicking his heels. He hit the genetic lottery. He was born on third base, thinking he hit a triple. And why are you so angry about that? You're white, and you're a man, at least on the outside. And what's the problem? Why are you so upset? What the fuck? I mean, really, the people who walked across the desert should look like that. Not somebody sitting in a nice air-conditioned studio where he gets to spread lies for millions of dollars a year. America-hating lies, I might add. Because if you're so adverse to immigration, and you're so fearful of the demographics that it's just a given, it's happening, then you have bigger problems. You have mental problems. Nobody cares. I don't give a shit that white people are the minority. Good. It's about time. Hurry up if that's... Why are you so upset about that? Probably because it's because he knows how inadequate he is. And it's like the rest of them. It's the Lauren Boeberts and the Marjorie Taylor Greens and the Matt Gaetz. They are unfit. All of them. He's unfit. He shouldn't be in broadcasting. He's unfit. You could tell him. You could tell by the lies. I mean, these Republicans, they're all unfit, and they are, it does bother them. That's why they're angry, and they project their manias on everyone else. So, because, really, why are you so angry? Why are you so hateful? It's boggles the mind.
An unrelenting stream of immigration. But why? Well,
why?
Joe Biden just said it. To change the racial mix of the country. That's the reason. To reduce the political power of people whose
So why would that be a problem for you? Even if that's what was happening. Why? What do you give a shit? Just to increase the demographics of a certain community? Why? What is the problem? they could vote for Republicans. There could be Trumpanzees in that group. You know what I mean? There could be, there are morons everywhere. So why don't you go and just give them your policy plans. Tell them who you are as conservatives. Oh, vote for us, future citizens. We're here. We're a big tent. So I don't understand why they automatically knee-jerk just assume and purport that it's all Democrats crossing the border. Everyone who's coming into the country, they're going to register as Democratic. But of course they'll say Democrat, because they don't say the Democratic Party, because they're children, they're babies.
Lived here and dramatically increased the proportion of Americans newly arrived from the third world. And then Biden went further. He said that non-white DNA is the, quote, source of our strength.
You know what I would rather see than his confused looking face constantly and his furrowed brows? I would love for Fox News to put on a like different live cams of their audience all around the country. I'd love to see the reactions to this the fascist musings of this trust fund brat. And all the suckers, watching in their RVs, in their hovels in South Carolina or wherever Mitch McConnell's district is. Going, yeah, Tucker, yeah, they're going to replace us. You cannot be replaced fast enough. I'm afraid that by the time you're replaced, it will be too late. We got to replace you quick as the flash. But that's like evolution, though. Survival of the fittest. And you're unfit, Republicans. So you need to be replaced. It's natural. It's the circle of life. That's how it goes. Can't hold on forever. Well, unless you're Chuck Grassley.
Imagine saying that. This is the
imagine? I don't have to imagine. We just saw it.
Horrifying. But there's a reason Biden said it. In political terms, this policy is called the Great Replacement, the replacement of legacy Americans with more obedient people from faraway countries.
They
brag about
obedient people. How dare you? What are they, pets? Oh, this is a more obedient breed. Maybe a Labradoodle. It's hypoallergenic. You freaks. You racist freaks. How ugly. Really, how gross. Aren't you embarrassed? That's why they all hang out together, because they're unfit for decent company. And then they go, oh, they're going to cancel me. Well, maybe you deserve to be canceled. You better watch out. All you're doing is saying the truth. And when the truth comes out, the liberals can't handle that. And then you're replaced. Oh, really? And then you're canceled. Canceled and replaced. Well, maybe try not being disgusting. You don't have to worry about being canceled. Most people don't worry about that. You're not worried. Most people don't worry about if they're going to accidentally tweet something that will get them canceled. Why are you tweeting something? Because what are you saying? You're saying shit like this. That is patently incorrect, hateful, ugly, racist, disgusting, anti-American, and vile. So, what the hell?
But if you dare to say it's happening, they will scream at you with maximum hysteria. And
is that maximum hysteria? Scream at you. Excuse me, I don't mean to do that to you guys. You don't deserve that. We're screaming at you, though. I'm trying to make him say at least one true thing. screaming at you with maximum hysteria. If this is his whole show. Do you understand that? It's like all it is a litany of complaints and of how they have been treated unfairly. It is the biggest, whiniest bitch fest. It's like Bitch Fest 2021. The most tedious, most boring bitch fest of the privileged. Sitting around forever. This has been happening for time immemorial. It's a fascist tactic. This is what they do. They're the ones under attack. They're the ones that are being picked on. And everything they do, it's only in response because they're just self-defense, man. It's self-defense. See, it's not that we're a nation of immigrants and we have international, and because we wrote the laws after the Holocaust, so another Holocaust would never happen again. Remember when at the time after World War II, we were really trying to be that beacon of democracy. You know, the nation of laws. We were trying to be that power of example for just a brief moment. Until Reagan got a hold of the United States and tickled those racist funny bones. And that's what happens. This is how they get in all the time. That's why I hate the average Republicans, because they're dupes, they're racists, and because of their inherent racism, they allow democracy to be destroyed. They bring these foxes into the hen house. They invite them in. Only because they're like, the foxes are telling them that it's all those brown people are the problem. And that's all they got to do. Tickle those racist funny bones. And these idiots will cheer their own demise. They'll pay for the goddamn souvenirs. They'll buy the merch. They'll put in the donations, quote unquote, which are bribes. And also Lauren Boebert's petty cash.
You have Joe Biden confirming his motive on tape.
Oh my
with a smile on his
goodness.
face. No one who talks like this should ever be the president of the United States. The president of the United States has a moral obligation to represent all Americans equally, not just those of a specific color.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
For 4 years, remember, they told you that Donald Trump was a racist. But has anyone ever shown that Trump in his entire life said anything half as disgusting as what Joe Biden said on that tape? No.
Hello? Oh my God, help me. So, according to Chicken Boy here, the chicken murderer, we should call him, that was a disgusting statement that Joe Biden said that it's not necessarily a bad thing that the demographics of the country are changing. Ah! Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scream. And that was kind of annoying. And I realized that. Because I annoyed myself when I did that. And I don't mean that. I don't want to do that to you because you're the audience. You're the most important people. But on some level, too, I just wanted to scream. I have to admit. I really just want to scream. But I won't at the moment. Maybe I'll wait till the show's over and I'll just scream. I'll go in the hall. I'll bring the cats. Maybe they'll call 911 or 311 for emergency mental help.
No one's ever shown that. Now, you're not supposed to notice this, of course, and to keep you from noticing what Joe Biden is doing and why.
Because it's a big conspiracy. See, so I'm going out there. That's what Joe Biden said. He was like, listen up, guys. Listen up, comrades, fellow comrades. That 60-year public service that I had behind me, all that corporatism, whew, now it's such a relief to let my communist heart just let it out after all this time pretending to be a corporatist. It's just a big conspiracy, you know? It's a commie conspiracy. Everything's communist. We talked about that on the show last night, how they're saying the January 6th commission it's a communist style. Everything's communist. God, it's so tedious. That's the other thing. That's the oldest tricks in the book they fall for, and they have the same old shit. It's the same old game. God, get a new goddamn shtick, fascists. I'm so tired of your whining. That's all his shows are. And you notice that, too, because they're like, and that's why they do it. And why would they do that? Because they're trying to make you think this. But they don't like you. They want you to be controlled. And they don't like your freedom. They don't like your skin. They only like brown people because they want to replace. And why? Because, you know why? George Soros, hello, somebody's doing something, and I'm not taking no vaccine. And then they're going to tell you to wear a mask? Even though Tucker's vaccinated, and he, I'm sure, complies to all the Fox News very stringent rules at the Fox News studios, because you got to keep the lies going, and that's the whole point of Fox News. That's what Rupert Murdoch proposed to Richard Nixon, GOP TV. But they've gotten even worse. It's gotten worse. It's just not just GOP TV. It is, it's Joseph Goebbels, really. It's the reincarnation of Goebbels.
As always, accusing you of their sins.
Yes, that's it. You're just being picked on, fascists. That's why you're being canceled. You're not on Twitter because you can't just say the N-word anymore. Oh my God. What can you do? That's like half your vocabulary. How can they communicate? How do they communicate? They go, MAGA, N-word, MAGA. Well, that's what happened when... right here one day, and I can attest, so can Haiku, because we had Trumpanzee in the chat one day, and that's all they did. They kept changing their names as we kept blocking them, but all they posted was the N-word, 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 Edward, Edward, all spelled out, of course, and in between different curses, and this is what they do. And I'm sure that was a grown man who did that, not a child, because you could expect it. Children are doofy, and they do stupid things. But Republicans, that's them. They never grow up. They are. What they've done is elevated the schoolyard bully tactics to political discourse. That's what substitutes. That's what they think political discourse is. It's being a bully, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, stalking AOC, screaming in her mail slot. I mean, what a freak.
You little socialist, you. AOC, this is America. I'm calling from America. Are you there?
Oh, I hate America. I hate them. I hate them going on about America. I just hate what they've done to America. They have turned us into the laughingstock of Earth. No longer do we hold the moral high ground in any way, shape, or form. And maybe it's good, though, in a way, because it is a wake-up call for the rest of the democratic world to understand that any country is vulnerable to authoritarianism, and democracy needs to be cultivated, protected, cherished, and it needs to be actively participated in, and sincerely and genuinely, not with lies meant to undermine and destroy it. That's what they're doing. You know why? Because they are inadequate, and they know it. Because if all things are equal in a democratic society, if we had a functioning society that worked for all, they wouldn't have all the power that they have. Because they would be, in their place, which isn't, without their privilege, it ain't that high. So they can't lose that. But that's why I always say, why don't you just be a decent person? Be a good person. Be somebody that is, whatever, that is worthy of the positions. Just be that person. Why you gotta whine and pretend and get all upset? Why? I don't get it. What is it? I don't get the whole why it's so hard not to be a racist. It doesn't make any sense to me. Why? I mean, I understand why the oligarchs tickle those racist funny bones. They need that to keep going. They need the races. They need the dumbasses. So they pour into our society the racist tropes to divide and conquer us. And they fall for it all the time because they're stupid. And they hate America. So, but, the people at the top who are sowing these seeds, they don't give a shit. Obviously, it's all about the unholy dollar. They don't really care. Replacement theory. They don't give a shit. Obviously, they don't care who wins an election. And it goes to show you, yet again, I mean, capitalism and corporatism, or capitalism and democracy certainly aren't synonymous. And in fact, what's this? What did I just see? It was it Google? What just happened? Oh, yes, that's right. Google took just like the fascists, the corporatists in Nazi Germany, all of the businesses that greased Hitler's rise to power and built the German war machine that killed how many people died in World War II? 85 million or something. Well, they got rich. Few got... Well, except here in the United States, we had a different kind of leadership. FDR vowed at the beginning of World War II that there would be not a single war millionaire made. And, unlike George Prescott Bush, George W. Bush's grandpappy, who was cited under the Trading with the Enemies Act, because that's all that matters. Money. The flag, stupid swag, patriotic swag, patriotism. They're stupid outward displays of patriotism. They're tedious displays of patriotism. You know why it's tedious? Because they're so full of shit. They're not patriotic. Everything is about the show. There is absolutely no substance. It's a Potemkin village of patriotism, supposedly. That's what we should call it, actually. I think I will. The patriotism Potemkin village. I like that. Maybe I'll write an article about that. Let me write that down. Yes. Hello, guys. This is Tara Devlin. And unapologetic liberal talk. Yes, I like that. The patriotism Potemkin village. This is what they do. It's like a cottage industry that they built around themselves. This whole patriotic bullshit. But it's nothing but, it's just the trappings of patriotism. There's no substance to it. Just like everything else about them. God, it's tedious as old. Where is it? Okay. There's a couple of stories. Well, here's one. I just want to put this out there for people who are thinking about doing their civic duty. Hold on. I hate that. Oh, Jesus Christ. You know, it's just, I have a New York Times subscription. And it always logs me out and then sends me on a friggin' runaround with the password. I don't understand. It's very annoying. So, okay. One of the other offenses that's going on is that, and how the Republicans are destroying America. And another example of how they hate America is how they are attacking poll workers and people who are doing their civic duty. These are patriots. Those are the patriots. People who show up to make this thing go, to function, to make the body politic go or roll, or I don't know, what's the appropriate analogy? So Michael Wines from the New York Times writes, harassed and harangued, poll workers now have a new form of defense. This is what we've come to. The poll workers. My aunt does that every election day. Now we had to have a discussion. We were like, are you safe there? Does anybody bother you? Or who needs to put up with this shit? So the decent people who want to serve their country, all the decent ones are chased out of office. And that's what the Republicans are doing. That's what they're doing all over the country with their election. They're cheating, all of their election dirty tricks. So Michael Wines writes, it is perhaps a metaphor for the times that even a volunteer who checked you into the polls in November now has a legal defense committee. The Election Official Legal Defense Network, which made its public debut on September 7th, offers to represent more than just poll workers, of course. Formed to counter the waves of political pressure and public bullying that election workers faced in the last year, the organization pledges free legal services to anyone involved in the voting process, from secretaries of state to local election officials and volunteers. And that is a breath of fresh air, because we have to meet fire with fire. And I loved reading this because, one of my frustrations in general is that the Democrats or people on the so-called left are supposedly it's just they never fight. They never seem to have the passion or the stomach for a fight with these fascist freaks. It's one pop in the nose and these bullies will go running and whining away. So when the racist ass poll watchers show up, at least there'll be some legal protection. You'll have backup. So Michael Wines writes, the group already has received inquiries from several election officials, and the network is the creation of two powerhouses in Republican and Democratic legal circles, Benjamin Ginsburg and Bob Bauer. In a Washington Post opinion piece this month, Mr. Ginsburg was a premier Republican lawyer for 38 years. Mr. Bauer was both a Democratic Party lawyer and a White House counsel in the Obama administration, wrote that such attacks on people overseeing and counting and casting of ballots in an independent, nonpartisan basis are destructive to our democracy. Well, what are we going to do about it? Right? I mean, it's great. We're getting all the mainstream people to agree we're in big ass trouble and we're under attack. And they continue, if such attacks go unaddressed, our system of self-governance will suffer long-term damage. I say it will be over. The damage will be decades, if we ever restore democracy at all. Mr. Ginsburg, who has broken with his party and became a scathing critic of assholes' false claims in the 2020 election, and Mr. Bauer are themselves election experts. Who cares? I mean, what do we care about this Bauer? Get to the point. He's just giving a background on these two. The Republican-controlled state legislatures have responded to fraud claims by taking control of some aspects of the election administration and by making election workers subject to fines and even imprisonment. Oh my God, I hate them. And that's why we need organizations like this to protect the normal people of this country. We have to fight back. They cannot get away with this shit. And I'm so looking forward to hearing what's his face, Steve Bannon, and the rest of the Trump scum testify in public under oath. It's good that they didn't wait, that they sent a subpoena right out of the gate. They didn't invite them politely to testify behind closed doors. No, they sent a subpoena right out of the gate. Good. And I'm all unfocused. How'd that happen? Must be the censor. Jesus. Where's this other thing? Oh, and this is the other thing that I wanted to connect to, that other article about saving democracy using, helping poll workers. But nothing's going to change unless we do something about the filibuster and Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema, of course. And all of the Republican dirty tricks that going on across the country in regard to the elections would be completely nullified by passing the voter protections and undoing the damage that the Republicans do. Okay, they did do it, and I can't talk. I don't know why. They did do it. Right? Where am I, everybody? I'm just looking for this article that I wanted. It had a couple of things. It's, where is it? Because tonight, what's his name? This gave me some pleasure, if that's to be believed. But the Democrats, they just did something to Kristen Sinema. Where is it? Come on. Sinema. Censured, not censored. She was just censured tonight, I believe. Hold on a second. And that's good. That's good goddamn news. But whatever. I mean, it's kind of toothless, though. But the Democratic Party is basically telling Kristen Sinema, we've had enough of your antics, you basic bee. All right, guys, this is the end of the Progressive Voices portion of the show, but you can listen to the rest of the show at youtube.com/C for channel/Tarabuster or SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher. Please become a patron at patreon.com/TaraDevlin. Give this show a good review on iTunes and keep coming back. It works if you work it, you're worth it, and work it and live it. We stick together, we win. My name is Tara Devlin. I'll see you soon. Mm-mm-mm. All right. My name is Tara Devlin. Finally, we can talk. Where is this goddamn God damn it. I can't open anything. Well, in the meantime, while I'm looking for that, Democrats are discussing two options to change the filibuster to pass voting rights laws. This is from Huffington Post by Paul Blumenthal. Democrats are currently discussing two ways to change the Senate filibuster rules in order to pass voting rights legislation. The options under consideration include a special carve-out from filibuster rules for voting rights legislation or the implementation of a new kind of talking filibuster. That's what has to happen. At least make them stand up there and read Sam I Am, or whatever, Green Eggs and Ham. At least. Jesus Christ. Oh, I hate Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema. I hate them.
Kristen.
Even her name is annoying.
Because she's got to spell it like... She's special. She's a special little snowflake. Thumbs downing anything that actually matters.
Oh, I hate her. And of course, Trump is having a rally right now. Okay, I'm just looking on Twitter. Let me see. Because I cannot find the article. Be-da-boop-ba-boop-ba-ba. So, Democrats, where is it? Oh, here we go. This is it. Arizona Democratic Party passed a resolution on Saturday promising a no-confidence vote against Senator Kristen Sinema if she refuses to back filibuster reforms. Hold on. Stupid thing. Or votes against President Biden's Build Back Better reconciliation bill. I mean, what kind of so-called Democrat undermines her party's president, his signature initiatives, his legislation that could literally tank his presidency, that will, if not passed, will hand the Congress over to the filthy fascists for good. I mean, we're up against enough as it is. Oh my God. That's why I need a producer, everybody. It's too many buttons. The Arizona Democratic Party State Committee noted in a statement that despite a whopping 91% of members calling for the elimination of the filibuster, which they refer to as a Jim Crow relic, the Arizona senator continues to ignore her party's pleas to pass voting rights legislation under the guise of bipartisanship. The committee wrote that they want Senator Sinema to, even her fucking name, to be successful. But if she continues to delay, disrupt, or vote to gut the reconciliation package of its necessary funding, they will go officially on the record and give Senator Sinema a vote of no confidence. The Arizonans who don't work to elect Sinema who did the work to elect Sinema have had enough of her betraying the voters who put her in office. And that's a good way to put it. It's time for her to show the bare minimum of accountability and stop obstructing the agenda that Democrats, including her, campaigned on and were elected to deliver. None of this is a surprise. Sinema is setting her political future on fire. If she doesn't change course drastically and soon, it will be too late, says Kai Newkirk, a Democratic organizer in Arizona. Well, I don't know what, a no confidence vote does, It doesn't say. That's what I was trying to find out, but I couldn't find any. It seems kind of toothless, but Sinema is not at all popular. She's not doing a job of representing her people, her constituents. She is auditioning for some big, buku bucks, well-funded lobbying gig. That's the goddamn truth, and that's why she's all about bipartisanship. You understand? Because when she gets kicked out of office, which she will in the next election, because she's really, her poll numbers among Democrats, she is, they're saying that it will be highly unlikely that she'll be reelected. But so she is out for herself, as usual. This is how all republics die. You have some self-serving scumbags, greed-centered, or just self-serving, greedy bastards who don't give a crap about the bigger picture, about the grand experiment. They don't care about that. The general welfare can go pound sand. Get the F out of here. Democracy can go, suck an egg. I got mine, Jack. And that's Sinema. Because there is no other reason. Why would you go against your party's president? And also, because the thing is, it's not like Joe Manchin either. So Joe Manchin is that rare Democrat in a solidly red state. But not Kristen Sinema. She's... all of her constituents, they don't share her bipartisan obsession. They want her to do her job that she was sent to do. That the American people sent Democrats to stop the fascist takeover of the country. And Kristen Sinema, it's not an inexplicable reason. She's just a greedy, selfish, self-serving sociopath. That's it. She's a sociopath. There's no doubt in my mind. Or some form of sociopathy. There's something not right about her. It's a disconnect. She's too old to be engaged in these sophomoric antics that she and her clothes. I mean, it's like she thinks she's, what is she, in high school or something? I don't know. Whatever. But come on, it's such an embarrassment too. She wrote that article. Remember, she did that op-ed about why she's voting no and this, that, and the other, but why she's all for bipartisanship or for the filibuster. Because it was created to bring people together, and I have to say, it wasn't. Of course, it wasn't. The fact that she wrote that article and published it, or one of her aides wrote it and put her name on it and published it, is just stupid. Because all she did was announce to everybody that she has no clue what she's talking about. You can write an article or an opinion piece and all that, but the facts are the facts. So no, the filibuster was not created to encourage bipartisanship. And if that was the case, God damn it, it's failing. All right? Bipartisanship, we don't do bipartisan with traitors, God damn it. So one party is a pro-democracy party for the most part, and the other party is an outright coup mode, overturning the will of the voters. And all of the Republican leadership is okay with that. And Kristen Sinema, who is a self-serving sycophant and sociopath, we're going to allow that thing to help destroy democracy. When historians look back, they're going to see her with her thumbs down and her stupid skirt. That's what's going to destroy us. That's what's so infuriating. It's the cast of characters that we're up against, all of them. From the con man, we got this basic, this bisexual basic bitch. That whole bisexual thing too is so annoying. Because who cares? Bisexual. I'm bisexual. I'm the first bisexual. Of course she had to do that. She's the first bisexual legislator. Who? Not, first of all, you're not. But who cares? It's like she's trying to be different. And she's just being annoying. But then I'm sure that's probably something she's run into and the response she's encountered her entire life. Trying to be relevant, but only coming up short on annoying. All right. We're taking the phones down. Nobody cares. Whatever. You'll all miss me when I'm gone. No, I'm only kidding. That's what my mother used to say all the time. I don't want to say that. My mother would say, like on Thanksgiving, this was like 20 years before she actually passed away. She was like, I guess this will be my last Thanksgiving. Like every year was her last Thanksgiving. She was a hypochondriac. All right. And then one year she said, I guess this will be my last Thanksgiving. And my sister said, promises. And then one year it was her last Thanksgiving. And then we were like, is she for real? We didn't believe her. I'm just kidding. Oh my God. Well, anyway, what are you gonna do? I hate them all. I'm just looking for shit. This is the problem is I have so many buttons. That's why. You have to become a patron. All right, the last thing I want to talk about. I mean, there's so many things. I'm just looking at the time. That's why I'm going through the stack over here and trying to figure out what we should talk about next. What's like a 10-minute discussion, or what do we got? 20 minutes? Well, here's something. I don't know what you guys think about. Well, this is just an aside. Chuck Grassley. Hello. What do you think about an 88-year-old man running for office? And you want to you talk about selfishness? Selfishness, self-serving. Honey, you're 88. 88. 88. And you're going to run again for a 6-year term. You selfish scum. And that's part of the problem. Really. In this country. Yeah, these politicians. It's part of why also we need money out of politics. Because what are you attracting? The Chuck Grassleys of the world who never want to leave. But he's not adding anything. He's the past. You're literally the past, Chuck. Get out of the way. Life has to evolve. Instead, we have these old crackers standing in the way. So, from the Des Moines Register, after months of deliberation, Senator Chuck Grassley announced on Friday he would run for re-election in 2022, a decision Republicans believe will give them their best chance to hold on to his Senate seat. And that's probably why he's doing it. Because it's better for him to drop dead in office and then have the Republican governor appoint a senator to his seat than to leave the seat vacant where a challenger really has a chance to win, a Democratic challenger. And honestly, I hope he legally and peacefully crosses over to the other side maybe before the election. I don't know. I don't wish that on anybody. Well, a couple of people, but it's just so. It's you're leaving us with a big bag of doo-doo, of dog doo-doo. They're just setting us up for yet another crisis, right? Or something that he's going to drop dead one day, and then there'll be all the media. Senator Grassley dropped dead on the lectern today. And then who will be his replacement? All the circle jerking on the media. We get to look forward to that, because that's what Republicans do to us. They never add anything. They never give anything to the American people. They just give us agita, constant agita, and anxiety. Please. So here's the ad. Let me see. There. In the ad, he's running. He's literally running. Oh, because it has to show us he gets up every day at 4 a.m. to do a run. You see? Not like you and me, lazy bastards, in the fattest country on earth. We got Chuck Grassley, 88. He's literally getting up and running, and he is also running for re-election. It's 4 a.m. in Iowa, so I'm running, because even though I'm as old as dirt, I hope I'm live to be 88. I hope I'm still functional. Who the hell knows? But this is absolutely outrageous. And it's the same thing with Dianne Feinstein. Isn't she another one? Dianne Feinstein. She needs to go too. How old is she? Let me see. Dianne Feinstein. Or Feinstein? Holy shit. She's 88 too. 88? What? How old is Bernie? I mean, I don't know. Some of these, Bernie Sanders, he's 80. But I don't care. He should run until he drops. I hope he never does. Oh, God. But this Dianne Feinstein character, or is Feinstein? I don't know how you... She's another case. She needs to go and take a nap. I'm not trying to be ageist. I'm not ageist. I'm just pragmatic. Get lost. Get the F out, Diane. And you too, Chucky. Not that Chuck is... I understand Chuck Grassley. Their whole calculation. They don't give a shit. It's just like I said. They want him to drop dead in office. So they hold on to the seat. Oh my God. We have so much work to do. And it is... And it's tiring. But it's also... it's a patriotic imperative. That's why we're doing the show here. To... Like, what else could we be doing on a Saturday night? Except discussing fascism. Wouldn't you like to be able to relax? I don't know. Here, just to wrap everything up from Mashable, is how ivermectin became polarized on social media. Hey doc, are you a Democrat or a Republican? This may seem like a bizarre question to ask your doctor. What would their political affiliation matter in the treatment of your medical issues? One emergency care physician in Montana, overwhelmed with COVID-19 cases in her ICU, recently reported being asked that very question by a patient. "I'm your doctor," said Dr. Sarah Nyquist, and she told this patient while talking to a local news station. "You do wonder how we got here," she says. But we really don't have to wonder. We're in an era of political polarization, as everybody's been talking, how we're divided. We're so divided. That's also Kristen Sinema's excuse. She says, "Oh, we're so divided. We need to come together." Well, we will come together after there's justice for the traitors, and all of the traitors are safely in prison, not threatening the democratic experiment with their lies and their actions. Not just the lies, goddammit. It's the actions. Because it's the lies seed the ground. They just make it ripe. They just set the playing field. And then they put the lies into action. Just like what happened in Texas, too. Now they're doing a audit in Texas, even though Twitler won that state. He decreed that it should be done. And then what happened? The next day, the Texas legislature did their master's bidding. They have no shame. They have no ability to be shamed. That takes humanity. That takes some kind of emotional maturity. And, they can't feel that shame. They must not have shame or something, because how do they live with themselves? Their utter and unabashed hypocrisy. I don't know. Well, that's probably why they have to project everything out on us, on normal people. Otherwise, it would be, they'd have to take responsibility, and that's not what the party of personal that's not what the party of personal responsibility does. That's why they call themselves that, the party of personal responsibility. That always made me laugh, because they never take responsibility, ever. It's always somebody else's fault. Show me where a Republican took responsibility. I'll wait. Anybody? Any question? They only take responsibility when all other options are exhausted. When they are caught like a rat in a trap. When they're finally caught. And I don't mean to insult rats by comparing them to Republicans, because rats would never let another rat drown. Well, they did that study. I always say this because you don't want to insult rats. They did a study, and in every case, a rat had a choice: save another rat or eat a treat. And the rat saved the other rat's life every time. The rat was drowning, and the other rat had a choice: either eat or save your fellow rat. And the rat lent a helping hand every single time. And that's not like, you cannot say that about Republicans. They will leave you on the battlefield. They'll leave you behind. They'll let you needlessly die. They'll lie until you needlessly die. They leave you on they will eat that treat every time. A treat or save the life of my fellow countrymen, which is the very definition of patriotism. I think I'm going to eat that treat. That's what they are. They are self-serving, and that's not democracy. I'm sorry. Which is also why we need to educate young people about how tenuous it is to keep a democracy going, how it needs to be actively cultivated. So as who's the writer here again? Matt Binder or Binder. We're in an era of political polarization, and social media is fanning the flames. With the COVID-19 pandemic, there's heated debates on Facebook, Twitter, blah, blah, blah. On social media, medicine is political now. In early September, podcaster Joe Rogan announced that he had COVID-19. The popular yet controversial host posted a video, blah, blah, blah. One of his treatments, ivermectin, a Nobel Prize winning anti-parasitic medication, long used to treat roundworms and parasites. While ivermectin is widely used in developing nations to treat humans, another version of the same drug is more commonly used as a dewormer for livestock. In order to get horses to take medication, it comes in a paste, available at animal feed stores. Yet in recent months, anti-vaxxers and other COVID skeptics are heralding ivermectin as a miracle cure for COVID-19. In fact, but it is not. In fact, both the FDA and CDC have specifically put statements out explicitly warning against using ivermectin. Yet then we'll have the examples of assholes around the country saying they need ivermectin, that they sue. They're suing for their doctor to prescribe them ivermectin. That's how goddamn easily led these idiots are. Isn't that embarrassing? Aren't they embarrassed for themselves? You're so dumb that you will eat horse paste. Are you kidding me? It's fascinating. Why? This is really a job for like an what is it? A deprogrammer for a cult deprogrammer. That's what needs to happen. It's like what happened in Nazi Germany, in the sense that Nazi Germany was also taken over by a cult, and this cult mentality that swept their nation. And unfortunately, we're having it here too now. The authoritarian wave, and if we are not careful, they will win the next election, not legally and peacefully, but by cheating, and then we're done. They're going to make sure that that's the last election. It would be the last election, and it won't be free and fair. Because all over the country, the Republicans are what are they doing? Passing laws. I'm just trying to find. They're passing laws to ensure that they win. It's just like Trump paying somebody to take his SATs, or paying people to take his tests in college and do his work in college. And that's what he did. They just want the certificate. They don't want to do the work. You know what I mean? They don't want to do the work of electioneering or knocking on doors or building coalitions or even reaching out to new constituencies like the Haitian migrants. Maybe they should go and help them navigate the complex immigration system. But and you'll turn them into lifelong Republicans. They won't want to do that. It's unbelievable. I really don't, I can't, on some level, cannot believe that we're here, that we've come this far into the woods. On some level, and then on the other hand, I'm like, of course, it's just the speed of it. That's what it was. I didn't think that it would. I really didn't think it would happen in my lifetime. I saw the trajectory, but it was Trump that accelerated the outcome. That's for sure. Because he put the decline of the American experiment, he greased the wheels of that and flung us into a wall. That's for sure. And he ain't stopping. He is not goddamn stopping. Oh, and well, here's to just wrap it up, because the time is ticking. We have like 7 minutes. And another, this whole great replacement theory thing that we started out talking about in the beginning of the show. It's not a theory. It's a racist trope. That's not a theory. You know what I mean? A theory is something that has the possibility of being true. And all they have are racist tropes, racist lies. The great replacement theory. And they add words, like that. They call it a theory. Great replacement theory. To give it the whiff. Even though it smells like crap to me, but to them it gives them it gives it the veneer of legitimacy. It's like intelligent design, or them wrapping their bullshit in the veneer of legitimacy. The great replacement theory, it's not a theory. That's what I'm saying. It's nothing but a trope. An ugly lie that is used to dehumanize people and destroy this country. But Tucker Carlson's not alone. Recently, this was just a couple of days ago, Elise Stefanik, she's one that is another gross freak in this cast of characters. But she was blasted by her hometown newspaper. No, she's a New York Republican, even though there are Republican areas in New York. She's an upstate New York representative. She was blasted by her hometown newspaper in an editorial after she bought Facebook ads pushing this great replacement theory. And you know why she's doing it. Because she's tickling those racist funny bones. That's it. Look at her. Look at the ads. Radical Democrats are planning their most aggressive move, a permanent election insurrection. Really? Now, this is the same bitch that replaced Liz Cheney because Liz Cheney wouldn't go along with the big lie. And here we go. We're not in an insurrection. You're in an insurrection. I know you are, but what am I? This isn't Jim Crow 2.0. You're Jim Crow 2.0. Their plan is to grant amnesty to 11 million illegal immigrants, will overthrow our current electorate and create a permanent liberal majority in Washington. Makes absolutely zero sense. In all of the ways I just explained. Makes no sense. How do you know they're going to be Democrats? First of all, and that's not illegal. It is not illegal, you son of a bitch, to present yourself at the border and say, I would like a day in court. I'm seeking asylum. We wrote those laws, you fascist freak. So nobody would have to die in a concentration camp anymore. We wrote those laws after World War II. And if this were the 40s, I'm sure, Elise, you'd be goose-stepping with the best of them. I hate them. Oh, my God. Look at her. Look at that face. The op-ed ripped the advertisements as fear-based political tactics and didn't mince words. If there's anything that needs replacing in this country and the Republican Party, it's the hateful rhetoric that Miss Stefanik and far too many of her colleagues shamelessly spew. You ain't kidding. A freaking men. The Great Replacement Theory claims white people are intentionally being replaced by immigrants. It's ridiculous. It has a long history that included periods when Catholics, Jews, Muslims were hailed as replacements. That's the thing that's so tedious. The same shit, just recycled. And their moron base are so ill-informed that they don't read, they don't know history, they don't know reality, much less history. So they could tell them anything. That's why they hate education. So, because it makes people stupid. I mean, education makes people not stupid. You know what I'm saying? They hate the educated. They love the poorly educated. They said it themselves. You know what I'm saying? My name is Tara Devlin. Thanks for hanging out. We're here every Saturday from 8, well, now at 8 o'clock. Join us on, I don't know, SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher. Become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Devlin. And remember, we will win. We're on the right side of history. We're on the right side of decency, dignity, and democracy. We stick together. We win. My name is Tara Devlin. I will see you very soon. All right, guys. Thank you all for hanging out. Where'd you go? Oh my God. Thank you, Errol Thomas, for your super chat. When will Republic clowns and their voters ever gonna return to reality? The first day of never. And Richard W., thank you for your super chat. Richard writes, another terrific show, Tara. Thank you, Richard. That means a lot. And Pookie Mama's Irene. Thank you, Tara, for another awesome show. That means a lot. Thank you so much for hanging out. And I really want to thank you for your flexibility, your dedication. It means a lot. It does. I don't take it lightly, okay, that you're here when I start the show and that notification goes on. It really means so much to me that I see that chat room fill up with the Tarabuster community, with the family. Haiku and Paradu and Lee in New York City and Andrea and Paradu and Terry and JD and Stephen Lee and Jim and Errol Thomas, of course, and Richard W. and Pookie's Mama Irene, Jim, JD. Who else is here? It means a lot. Terry Taylor, Lee in New York City. Oh, of course, Mark, our millennial correspondent. If you haven't joined Mark's Shaping Progress, please do it. Do it right now. There's a link in the description of this video. And you'll just subscribe, man. Subscribe. All right, my friends. Right. Haiku says, apparently the wicked shall inherit the earth. Yeah. Seems that way, doesn't it? But we fight, rage against the dying of the light, right? That's what we gotta do. I think of that a lot. Rage against the dying of the light. That's what we will do it. And thank you, Terry Taylor, for your super chat right under the wire. And Stephanie and Covert White Rabbit. You guys, it means a lot to see you. And Winston. It really does. I love you guys. I love you. I love you, babies. Love you. Oh, my God. Stephen Lee, thank you for your super chat. Trump's heart is held together with dingleberries. I know. He's got a dingleberry where his heart should be. That's a good one. I should write that down. Write that down, Steve. All right. Guys, I gotta go and get the show ready for Progressive Voices. And, okay, so we'll see what happens during the week. Hopefully I'll be able to do... I have done at least one show during the week, but hands down. I've done that for a long time now, no matter what. But I'm trying to do more, you know what I mean? So we're trying to do more shows at a set time. That's how we will really build an audience, but oh well. In the meantime, we just gotta keep doing it anyway. So, if you're interested, I'm gonna be on FYI Nation on Tuesday at 8 p.m. So you can join a conversation there. If you're in the mood for some I don't know, unapologetic liberal talk and some Tarabuster. All right, guys. Thank you so much, really. And like I said, we will win. Oh, and I see Julie Helm on Facebook. Thank you so much for hanging out. We will win. You know it. We're on the right side of history. We're on the right side of decency, dignity, and democracy. And one last thing before I go. I'm in the New York City area. You guys know that. I will probably announce this another day too. Next show, hopefully. We trapped another kitten that was dumped. And I can't believe that people are so heartless. Someone dumped, and we're pretty sure it was a dump because this little kitten had some domestic behaviors. So someone dumped this kitten at a construction site, and we were able to trap it. After a couple of days, it took a couple of days going back. It was very scared. And he's trapped. Now he's in a foster. But he's not in a real, he's kind of in a holding pattern at this time. So he needs to get fixed. But the moral of the story is he's going to be up for adoption. So his name is Billy. He's beautiful. He's a little black kitten. And that makes me wonder. Yeah, he's around 2 months. He's been to the doctor. So he was nothing but bones. It's so sad. I'm going to post, I think it is on the Tarabuster Facebook page, actually, because I posted it. And it makes me wonder, because people are stupid. Did they dump him because he's a black kitten? And you know how some people are. They do that a lot. They dump black kittens because they think they're of the devil or something stupid like that. I hate people. So his name is Billy. He's very cute. He's adorable. Of course, he's a kitten, and I can't even imagine what fear and confusion he felt the day whoever dumped him in this construction site where there is everywhere you look there are places that could kill him. And I'm sure that was the point. And he was nothing but bones. And if it wasn't for some people that were feeding him, God, he would have been dead. So, I don't know. I want somebody to dump that person. Whoever dumped that kitten needs to be dumped. That's it. They need to be dumped in the woods. Dump them in the woods for 2 weeks. Like the kitten, because that's how long it took. First he was discovered, then they were, I do volunteer work for New York City Feral Cat, so Feral Cat was contacted. So then I had to go and set the trap, find the damn cat, see when what his routine was when he showed up. And gratefully, I'm glad he was caught because he was hungry. That's what happened. And he was nothing but bones. So, it's, anyway. I'll post some pictures of him on the Tarabuster. I'll also put it on Discord. If you know of anybody, if you hear of anybody, well, a good home. We're going to find him a good home. We have to make up for all of the horrible people. You know what I mean? All right, guys. Thank you so much What? Whoever locked my black beauty in a garage with 100-degree Fahrenheit heat with one small bowl of water and food needs to be locked in a hot garage for a week. Yes. Covert White Rabbit. Absolutely. Do that. Just put them in the goddamn woods or lock them in the garage. I thought I heard something about this. Wait, a judge sentences... Man, let me see this. I think my aunt told me about this judge. Well, this is a year ago. People are loving this Ohio judge who gives a taste of their own medicine to animal abusers. I love this story. Animals have rights just like us, and they should be respected. This is from Bored Panda by Jonas Grinvectus and Iona Balionte. Who the hell? I don't know. Iona B. Yes, animals have rights and they should be respected, and no animal deserves to be treated with cruelty. And these sound like very basic ideas. Unfortunately, there's an unseemly number of people who enjoy abusing animals and don't even realize they're doing it, some of them. Some of them even escape. They escape the long arm of the law. But those who don't may end up in front of Judge Michael Cianetti, or Ciccinetti of Painesville, Ohio. The now retired judge used to give out creative and unusual punishments to animal abusers as a way to give them a taste of their own medicine. That way, the lesson that hurting animals is wrong is more likely to stick. Just to be clear, the judge never gave out illegal or dangerous punishments, but he did want the teach people who are cruel to animals something about not being jerks. So he made one woman who left 35 kittens in the woods spend a night in the woods all by herself. Well, look at that. And it was in the winter. I like that. Where is it? See? There they are, leaving her in the woods. Meanwhile, a woman who kept her dog in filth spent the day in the town dump. Isn't that great? Thank you, sir. Wish all judges can do the same. Animal abusers should be punished. Yep. Anyway, all right, guys. That's good. That's a good news story. Well, but he's retired. I hope somebody takes up the mantle. Yeah, that's what you should do. Oh, here's a list of some of the things. A man who committed child abuse was sent to a school in a dog outfit and had to talk about child safety. During heavy blizzards, he ordered defendants to clear snow. Okay, whatever. A man caught with a loaded gun was sent to a morgue to see the corpses. A young man who stole a bicycle spent 10 days riding a bicycle to support a charity. A man who shot a dog was sentenced to donating 40 pounds of dog food every holiday to the Lake County Animal Shelter. Okay, whatever. All right, guys. I gotta go get this goddamn show edited. Thanks again. That's right. Richard W. says, we're all animals. Why can't human beings understand that? I don't know. It's baffling. And it's a reflection of ourselves. That's, I mean, you guys know how I feel. How we treat animals is really a temperature. It's like taking our temperature. See how well we're doing as a species. How sick we are. All right. Like I said, we will win. I'm not going to do the whole thing again, but we stick together, we win. My name is Tara Devlin. You know that, but you don't know. What do you know? What don't you know? You don't know this. I'll see you